Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Weekly Win. My name is Ken, and I'm joined with my co-host Tim.
Hello, everyone.
How are you all doing today? We've got a lot of stuff to cover, and I'd like to get into the first piece if we can, actually.
Yeah, let's take it right off the top.
All right, we got some news coming out of the realm of law, I guess, so this will be legal news. The state of Mississippi has asked the Supreme Court to review Roe v. Wade. Uh, I'm not really sure how this is going to go. Feels like it could go either way. Excuse me. What do you think
Yeah,
about that, Tim?
I'm not entirely sold on this going anyway. I, quite honestly, I have a feeling that they just decline. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they just don't take the case.
Well, no, they already took it.
Oh, they did? Oh, okay. I totally misread that article. Okay.
Yeah, they took it on. It's going to be argued. I don't know when, but I think it's soon, actually.
Oh, in that
Well,
case,
soon-ish.
I mean, I'm already colored a little surprised then. In that case, I, I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do on it one way or another. Just because this is
Yeah, I'm
kind of the
not either.
topic that they never really wanted to touch again. That they got so wrong the first time.
Nobody likes admitting when they're that wrong for that long.
True.
What's
Speaking of,
funny? Oops,
oh,
sorry, go
I think
ahead.
we were both about to segue. Interestingly enough, they did a poll, and most European countries limit abortion much heavier than America does. Yeah, we need to be more
Oh,
like Europe. I'm on board with this.
oh, okay, all right.
They
Wow.
say they say be more like Europe. Sure, let's stop abortion at 12 weeks or 15 weeks or not at all. In the case of UK, I think actually you have to have a medical reason.
Wow. All right. Well,
Yeah,
you hear that, Democrats? We should be more like the rest of Western Europe, right?
yeah, I'm
So that means
100%
you guys
in.
should be on board with this because it's 15 weeks. It's way more lenient than the rest.
It's 15 weeks too many, but we got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step,
True.
and the Department of Justice is making a terrible first step within these 6 months. They have totally rejected the idea of doing their job, and I pulled up. I think it's four here. Yeah, it's four different pieces that we could go over, but there's no point because in three of them, it's just dropping cases against people, Democrat governors, their own lawyers for alleged sex crimes and lying to investigators, as well as
Ooh.
Chinese researchers who were accused of lying about their ties to the military in China.
Oh yeah. How do I get away with these things, Ken? What's the secret? I need to know.
Are you guys ready? It's the difference with the parentheses. Never forget the
uh,
difference, everyone. The
perfect.
DOJ knows the difference.
Perfect. Good to know.
They say justice isn't blind. I don't know about that one.
Oh, it's blind if you're, the right category of people. And no, I don't
Oh,
mean white.
oof, oof.
Well, well, speaking of SCOTUS, actually, they also just another thing they just bounced around is the eviction moratorium. Uh, moratorium. English. It's a hard language sometimes. Basically, they're like, yeah, stopping people from being evicted is illegal. Good luck, Congress. Have fun.
Yep. They they. I forget what. I think it was Kavanaugh that sided with the majority and wrote the opinion or something like that. And basically said, yeah, we would get rid of it, but it'll expire in like 4 days. So, but you're gonna have to go back through Congress if you want to get it passed again. I think is was the gist of it.
Because the CDC plans to end in only a few weeks on July 31st, and because those few weeks will allow for additional and more orderly distribution of congressionally appropriated rental assistance funds, I voted this time to deny application to vacate the DC's stay of order, stay of its order.
All right. So, and this
Nice,
was filed a few weeks ago. Okay.
yeah, but it's just now making headlines because by the time this episode goes up tomorrow, It'll be tomorrow when everyone gets evicted.
Yeah. No, actually, tomorrow.
Well, Sunday.
No, it'll be Saturday or Sunday, something like that.
Yeah, Sunday.
Because that's
Sunday's
the
the first.
31st. There you go. That's the first Sunday.
Okay.
I've got
Uh,
one more piece here from the legislature, actually.
okay.
The Senate has decided to advance the infrastructure bill by a vote of 67 to 32. They're now going to hear open debate about it. I know
What a
you're not very
shame.
happy.
Nope, not at all. I think this is probably one of the worst pieces of legislation to in quite some time, which is saying a lot.
You got a much more hardline look on this than I do.
Well, there's
I'm
no
quite
need.
happy that it's not $3 trillion, but it still sucks.
It's still 1 trillion more than we need currently.
Yeah, I know we were talking about it, and I said that if it got cut by another 30 or 40%, I'd probably be on board with it.
That's still
So right
60 or
around that six to
70%
seven
too
hundred
much.
billion count. Yeah, you're right. But roads got to get fixed, man. The roads got to get fixed.
Oh yeah, because New York handles that so well to begin with.
Oh yeah,
No amount of money is gonna
they
fix poorly run states.
they hit all the major roads at the major parts of the day during the major times of the year.
Yep, of course.
Uh, I get it. I get it. They have to do it at that time for one reason or another. I get it. It's just I find it inconvenient. All right.
Well, Ken, let's make fun of something a little bit more lighthearted. The
All
Olympics.
right. Oh yes. All
they're
right. What do you got?
they're having a grand old time. Their ratings have plummeted, like hand over fist. Beyond the fact that they're scheduled to lose billions of dollars with a B, it's incredible how much money they're gonna lose. They're just not getting any viewership on Twitch. They were getting like something like 20,000 viewers, which was beat out
Wow.
by several games, including Minecraft. There was a Minecraft event. See if I can find the numbers for it, but they are up to close to about 1 million total viewers across all the creators involved, and that was beating out the Olympics at the time. Absolutely incredible.
Wow. Minecraft.
Yep.
Oh wow.
League
Take
of
that, everyone who
Legends,
said Minecraft is dead.
League of Legends, World of Warcraft, World of Warcraft. Even with all
World
this,
of
is still beating
Warcraft.
it out.
Oh man, you know what's really funny
What?
is NBC still decided to claim that they had like this massive online viewer base like on their apps and stuff. So I guess we'll never really know how many people they had watching it, huh?
Oh yeah, we'll never truly know. It's just like we never know how many people are watching Netflix, but we can see that nobody's watching Netflix anymore. So it kind of just
Oof,
it kind of becomes apparent after a while. Well, they're
I'll
trying
agree
to
with that.
they're following up on go woke, go broke.
Yeah, remember corporations, go woke, go broke. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I think the influence of a lot of these quote unquote woke athletes is really what's destroying the credibility of the Olympics, and like I said for our short this week, for like the integrity of sports in general.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, you got people like Megan Rapinoe. I don't even know if I pronounced that right, but we got people like that running around saying that the media needs to get better with their criticism of women's sports.
Well, if
What
you
more
didn't
do you
suck at
want?
the sport,
You guys get asked the same questions as the men. How did you win? How did you lose? Why did this loss suck?
why do you suck?
Like seriously, I don't get it, man.
Well,
Oh my
speaking of
gosh.
people who suck, the U.S. women's soccer team. God, they're just not having a
Oh.
good time. Their world record got beat by Australia, I think it was,
Oh yeah, yep.
recently as well. On top of them getting absolutely annihilated. It,
Oh. Let the good times roll in America, baby.
God bless.
God bless us. Didn't they draw Australia? to make it to the finals or something?
I think so, if I remember correctly. Part of
That
me is
is
I don't follow
hilarious.
it super closely.
All right. That is what we call failing upward. A draw, and somehow you still go to the finals. Jeez, dude.
Man,
Oh my gosh. It's almost as wild as them coming back to federal court to try and challenge the ruling earlier for their pay discrimination case. The ruling that said, yeah, no, you guys chose this pay grade, so you have
yep.
to keep it. Yeah, they're challenging that now. Let me see if I can find that, and I'll put it in there. But I happened to see that a couple days ago, and I chuckled. I was like, "Are you serious? You guys are gonna get slapped down so hard, so fast, it's gonna make your head spin."
Oh, it, I don't know. They're trying, and it's what boggles my brain is if they. It would make sense if they turned down the pay structure, like if that was never a thing, right? If they were never offered the pay structure. The fact that they turned it down and then went, but we want it now. It's like, okay,
Oh,
that sounds like an internal issue more than anything else.
yeah, how terrible of me. I should actually mention the pay grade they chose. So the men, I believe the men chose to get uh, like a salaried amount per game. So win, lose, or draw, they would earn, for instance, $5 million apiece.
Okay.
Or they had the option for the other contract, which was like $10 million for a win or $2 million for a loss. And they obviously took the more stable long term money. I think or no, did I say the men? I think the women's team did that. I'm sorry. I think the men's team was the ones that took the contract based off wins and losses. It's tough to remember all these things, but either way, the women are not happy because somehow they're still winning as many or more games than men, I found out, oddly enough, and they are still getting paid less, according to them. Pretty
Wow,
funny
that's
if you ask me.
kind of sad. I thought we had a good men's soccer team.
Like I said, I don't really know. I'm not a football or a soccer guy.
Same.
Not a big fan. How about
Well,
Simone Biles, huh?
yeah. Alright, so I'll ask, what do you think of her pulling out of the competition?
Oh man. All right.
I have my opinions, but I want to hear yours.
As someone who's very young, played football growing up, I can tell you that it sucks and you probably shouldn't play while you're hurt, but just a lot of us, we're too thick-headed to get that. So we do it
Yes,
anyway.
yes, you are.
So the way that I see it, in the Argonautica, Jason didn't give up on trying to get the golden fleece. Hercules didn't give up on his 12 labors. Caesar didn't give up his civil war. All right. There's a reason we remember these guys. There's a reason we remember them because they were victor. They were victors. Excuse me. They won something of great value, of great importance. They didn't quit. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You remember all the greatest sports stars for not quitting at the toughest moments. This is my philosophy of it. Athletes are free to do whatever they want, but don't ask me to respect your decision because I don't.
Oh, that's
You can have it, and it's fine. I'm not going to pick on you for it, but it ain't me.
interesting. Personally, I think that, as anybody, you have the right at any time to stop doing what you're doing for any reason. Like you just have that right. You have control over your own labor. That's why a free market is incredible. You could just stop doing something if you don't like it. However, you can't then complain that you don't get a medal or talk about how like, oh, I could have medaled but I stepped down. Like, no, if you choose to walk away from something, you have to accept the consequences of walking away from it. And I don't think that's heroic. I think that's just you decided to make a choice that you thought was best for you. And you now have the consequences of that.
Yeah, the consequence here is just pretty heavy criticism from a bunch of losers and no-name athletes who didn't make it anywhere in life.
That's
Don't
true.
worry, Simone. We're just a bunch of losers.
She
I
also made it
grant you
much
that.
farther than most other people would anyway, even with stepping down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, there's one article I saw. T- you know, kind of splinter off, still on the Olympics, but this one I saw and I laughed and I had to share it.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, a German cyclist, he was like encouraging in air quotes his teammates, and apparently they were behind a couple of people from like African countries, and he used a racial slur
Oh,
against them.
no.
Yeah, I can't find anywhere what slur he
Oh,
used. It was
no.
something in German, obviously, but apparently that did not go over very well, and he was promptly kicked out of the Olympics.
Yeah, he should be. What are you doing, dude? Why?
I just thought that
Why?
was really funny. It, like the
Why do
worst
you?
kind of ways, but like
Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Like people throw away their entire life, their entire careers. Just, oh, for what?
I don't know.
For
I would at least say
what?
something funny if I was throwing everything away.
Yeah, like see you in hell or something.
Yeah, something at least something interesting.
All
Racial
right, yeah.
slur. It's not even going to be on the internet.
Wait a minute. Yeah, no, you're right. It won't be on the internet. But here's something that is on the internet. Hong Kong, you guys will remember from last year, China implemented the new national security law that is totally one-sided for the Chinese, I guess,
Yeah,
republic is what
it
you would
has
call it.
it has been about a year, hasn't it?
It has. We now, to mark this year, we have the first case of a pro-democracy protester being arrested and convicted under these new charges. I think he has been sentenced to 18 years or something like that. Let me see.
Wow.
It'll be just a second, I promise.
You remember the two system thing that they said that they were going to do when the British sold Hong Kong back?
Yep, sure do.
Hmm. And
All right,
the
maybe
British
there
giving
is
it
a
back.
mistake.
The British giving it
Okay.
back was a mistake.
Oh well. You learn. You live and you learn, Britain. It's all right. You guys aren't perfect. None of us are. Although this might be catastrophic, so we'll see.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't.
it's catastrophic for them.
I
And
couldn't actually find in these two articles what the sentence is. So.
interesting. Well, another thing that China is doing that's, fantastic for the world is they're building a nuclear stockpile and building more silos.
Oh. Uh. That's
Yeah.
a little worrying.
Yeah.
Anybody else chuckling here, or is it just me?
They're also pushing back on the US saying that socialism is bad.
Well, but socialism is bad.
Not to
Like
CCP.
it's really bad.
Who would I thought? Who would have thought?
Oh, okay. Wait, but socialism is really bad, right? We all know that, just for the record.
Yes, I think we can all agree on that.
Okay, all right.
Uh,
And they want us to stop opposing it? No, I don't think I will.
apparently, what they said was, "quote First, the U.S. must not challenge, discredit, or even try to subvert the socialist path, a system with Chinese characteristics. Second, it must not
What?
try to obstruct or even interrupt China's development process."
All right. Well, that's going to be a problem because we don't want you to control the debt of literally the entire world.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to put a stop to some of that stuff, buddy.
They also want us to stop interfering with their territorial integrity. Quote. Basically, they want to take Taiwan, Hong Kong, probably Laos, around Vietnam area, and the rest of the South China Sea.
Oh man, speaking of the South China Sea, you reminded me. I think you actually sent me the article where NBC showed China, like the continent of not the continent. I'm so slow today. I'm sorry. The country of China without Taiwan in the South China Sea or something to that effect. And I guess
So
they got really mad.
classic.
Yeah, nice NBC. Let's take it away from China for a little bit. Let's go back to Germany.
Oh yeah,
A
big news.
couple days ago, they had a chemical complex in their industrial park explode, which was pretty scary.
Yeah.
Evidently, 5 people have died from it.
Yeah, that's not good. I actually know people in
Yeah.
this region in Cologne. I know a few people out in that area. Like
Oh
not
man.
nearby enough to be affected from what I can tell cuz they're still, on the internet and doing things, but not very far away.
Oh no. No.
Interesting.
The day that it happened, citizens were actually told to stay indoors because there was like a how you say it? Not like it was like a fallout effect, right? Where
Yeah.
there was just dust and debris and the wind was blowing it everywhere, I guess.
Yeah,
So that
this
would be
is
a pretty good reason to stay inside.
yeah, this is the kind of stuff you don't want to be breathing in. That's very deadly.
Chemicals in the industrial zone. Uh-oh.
Well, Germany's got a long rich history with chemicals. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh man, can we say that? We did it anyway. It's all right. It's going up on BitChute. I don't think they care.
Joke's on
Oh,
them.
maybe they will.
Well, continuing with global catastrophes, Myanmar is the newest country to flood, along
Oh
with
boy.
everything else, but Myanmar's having a day.
Yeah, they're having a rough go of it. Something about starving, like no food.
Yeah, for some reason people want food, so they're in a coup. They're also having a huge issue with COVID, which, take that as you will. And then now they're flooded.
Wow, that is terrible. Terrible luck.
Yeah. They're they're having a day. Someone get them a cold beer. They need it. Or maybe some food. I think they need
Oh
that
my
more.
god. Oh, that was low. That was a low blow, man. That was a low blow.
Oh,
I got one more for you though. The Aussies actually, their government
doesn't get
has
any lower than
decided.
Australia. They're the land down under.
Oh, oh man, just you wait. It doesn't get much lower than this. Their government has said, you know what? Not enough of you are vaccinated. We're gonna enlist the help of the army.
Oh,
Wow, that's a little extreme and
be-
totally out of proportion, guys, don't you think?
yes, because that always works out well when you use the military to force the civilian populace to do things.
Well, the prime minister said vaccinations alone is not going to end the lockdown, so
So then what's
I'm
the
kind of
point?
terrified. I'm
I
incredibly terrified.
I wish I could be a power hungry dictator. It would make my life so much easier.
You mean a leader in the West? Yeah,
Uh,
leader in the West.
yeah, something
Okay.
like that. Speaking of power hungry tyrants, the Dems are
Oh
having
shit.
a the Dems are having a good run of it. There's
Oh
actually
no.
there's actually a lot of infighting currently, which you do love to see. Um, I think I want to start with something that's really funny. Is I think it was MSNBC sent out a tweet like a month ago, and they're like the silver lining of inflation, higher wages. Well, jokes on them. Wages dropped by 2 points, along with inflation
Ooh.
rising 5.
Wow. You. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny how that worked out. It's almost like
Jeez. It's
basic economics works. Like I learned
almost
it in
like
high
he said
school.
that. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny. When your purchasing power goes down 5%, your wages drop too because your money is worth less. So your wages are de facto worth less. Ah, now we're getting it.
Oh,
Okay, what else you got for us?
Okay, another fun one in the region of employment. So anyone with half a brain and like two brain cells that they could like like hit together like couple rocks to spark a fire. Anyone with those two brain cells would have seen this one coming. But the Fed Chairman Powell, he came out and said that unemployment's stopping people from getting jobs because they're making too much money on unemployment.
No way.
It's almost like I said that 14 months ago.
No, you don't say. No, I definitely don't recall you in very vivid detail telling me this 14 months ago. No, you can't convince me of that one, buddy. No, that
Oh
was just a
yeah,
fever dream.
yeah, some sort of fever.
The uppity radical leftists are in a fever dream. As Nancy Pelosi, the leader of the House, tells the nation that Joe Biden does not have the unilateral power of debt forgiveness. Oh man, so you know all these people out here, okay, that are asking
Okay.
him, and Chuck Schumer's one of them. He's the biggest one, asking for Biden to swipe away 50 grand of everyone's college debt. Utterly ridiculous.
Yep.
All of these people want it to happen, and then Nancy Pelosi comes up and says, "Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem. That can only happen through Congress."
Which isn't happening. Haha. Get
So I'm
wrecked.
glad you agree with us, Nancy. We definitely should only be able to push that through Congress. Thank you very much. When we pick up Congress in 2022, we will make sure that that does not pass.
God bless.
Thank
Ah,
you, Nancy. I got one more for you though. One
hit
more
me.
Democrat. Kirsten Sinema, Arizona, actually becoming a favorite of mine slowly but surely. She stands alone against the Democrats in their 3.5 trillion with a T
Uh,
dollar budget, and she courageously questions her own party in the process.
wow.
Are you guys serious? You want to spend $3 to $5 trillion? You think that's a great idea?
It's very quickly the purples are being pushed to red thanks to the dark blue, and you love to see it.
The dark blue for the revenge of the Sith.
This is something you do love to see.
Oh man, I love to see it when they start arguing with each other. It's great, and they think that we're the ones that have the problems, and we're all arguing with each other over here. Yeah, it's over petty things like how do we implement school choice and how do we eliminate taxes the quickest.
How do we get rid of gun laws?
Absolutely.
Ah, well, speaking of crazy Democrats, Elizabeth Warren, she's taking aim at Jeff Bezos, like specifically as she calls for a wealth tax
Ooh,
because that's popular and going to go over very well. I'm sure of it.
ooh,
I'm I'm sure that as soon as you implement that Jeff Bezos is going to 100% stay in the US and totally not find a way around paying that.
yeah. Some tells me that you're probably right about that one.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
ugh, man, if only we had thought of that sooner. Elizabeth Warren. That's only going to
man.
piss
We
off all her rich Democrat friends. I'm sure of it.
we gotta sit down. We gotta actually talk about why a wealth tax would be terrible. That'll be a short one of these weeks.
Oh, that'd make a good short.
I think we should do that.
Well, Ken, that's enough about the Democrats. What do you got for me for your side topic?
You think it's enough of the Democrats? I don't.
That's
Don't agree with you there.
fair.
Except I'm not going to target them all. I'm just going to target the dark blue ones, if you don't mind.
The ones that we should be targeting.
Absolutely. All of our listeners out there, I want to leave you today with a message of hope. I want to let you know that if you don't give in to the woke mobsters who are losing the battle, you will inevitably win. If you surrender to these losers, if you let their insults, their name calling, their slander, if you let it all get to you, like the schoolyard bullies, then you will lose because they have dragged you down to a level that you can't beat them. Whereas if you just ignore them and continue to do what you want to do, life just becomes way, way easier for you. You stop caring about what a bunch of losers think about you. That opens you up to do just about anything you want.
It's
And,
a
you know, excuse me, I see a bunch of people now. I just look around from 6 months ago and from 8 months ago, and I see everybody's waking up from that black pill treatment. Everybody's waking up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it seems like the very vocal, woke crowd are starting to lose their control over us. We got to keep fighting.
We're getting
The
there.
one last thing I want to talk about before I hand it off to Tim is I wanted to take a look at Joe Biden's approval. Any way that I can to slam Joe Biden would be an excellent segue for me. So let's just do that really quick. A bunch of polls, The Hill, have him mid 50s to sometimes 60, right? And that's just not possible. Okay, 90% plus of Republicans either support Ron DeSantis or Donald Trump. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I
Mm-hmm.
would hazard a guess that at least 25 or 30% of independents don't support Biden, and at least another third of the Democrats don't support him. Now, I would normally assume that the Republicans and the Democrats have about a 40% each split of the electorate, and the independents make up the last 20%. So, going by all of this, if I'm within about 10 points or so of my approval ratings here, the 90, the 30, and the 30, his approval is no higher than 50 or 55 points. Okay, and you
Okay.
can tell that his approval isn't rising either because his disapproval in the past 6 months has rose 9 points. It's just about 50%. Don't let them lie to you. He's not that popular anymore.
Yeah.
No modern president will ever get 60% approval.
Yeah. That's pretty true, actually. Well, I think it's possible. I just not the current state that we're in.
I hope I've encouraged somebody today to spit out that black pill. Go enjoy life. All right, Tim, you take it away for us.
Well, funny enough, mine also goes against the woke Democrats, but in a completely different way. Apparently, a handful of states, California, Oregon, Washington, Connecticut, or Vermont, states like that, passed energy efficiency laws. These laws, actually, interestingly enough, were lobbied for by a group of tech companies, which includes like Dell, HP, your computer manufacturers, that then outlawed them being able to sell some of their computers because they're not efficient enough. And so this is meaning that a lot of people in California and Oregon and so on and so forth can't buy high-end computers, like gaming rigs and shit. So you can buy servers, you can buy an Xbox. You want to start small with some content creation. You want to become like a small streamer, start some YouTube. Nope, you're not going to be able to buy anything. Interestingly enough, on their website, there are two computers that are tit for tat exactly the same. One's allowed in California and one isn't, and I cannot for the life of me, after looking over all of their stats, figure out why. But this is what the Democrats wanted. This is what the people voted for, and this is what the people get. I know a lot of content creators in California who are not going to be very happy with this. You get what you vote for, though.
Excuse me. Elections have consequences.
Well, who knows? Maybe the recall will go through, and then they can get back some freedom.
Yeah, right. We'll see about that one.
True. Well, Ken, as always, it was a pleasure doing the podcast with you. Everyone, I hope you all have a great week, and God bless.